Hey up, morning everybody. I've just come to do another video and I'm doing it on Canklow. Everybody knows what Canklow's looks like, but this is my experience, and it's where I grew up. Well, I grew up in Brinsworth, but I was actually born in Canklow, so it's like a revisit for me. So I'm going to take you around these places and probably mention some people who I used to know. This cement factory, it's always been here ever since I was a kid. I'm sure they used to call it Steatley or something like that. Anyhow, just going to take you up to Canklow Bridge where it meets Brinsworth and tell some of my crap stories. You like these crap stories, don't you? It's really sunny today. It's a bit chilly as well. That's why I've got my sunglasses on. I'll just take them off so you know what I look like. Not pretty, is it? So when we used to get bus to school in the morning, because our school was South Grove, bottom of Moorgate in town. There's a bus opposite that garage, which I touched on in my previous video. But if you actually walked under this bridge and got that bus stop that I'm going to show you in a bit, you saved a penny. So instead of being 2p bus fare, it was a penny to school. Right, so here we go then, this is my story. This bridge, when we were kids, about 1972, 73, me and my mate, Paul Hopkins, got under this bridge and crawled all the way across to that other side. I don't know how we did it. I don't know if there's some sort of box section there or it was a ledge, but I know we crawled through, so I'm guessing it was like some sort of box. Canklow is absolutely massive. It's as big as Brinsworth. People don't realise how big Canklow actually is. So all this vegetation here, when we were kids, weren't here. It was a haulage company called Wolford Harrison's. So this road, this is obviously new here, look, but that road would have gone up there to that roundabout and then turned left. And we probably stood where Wolford Harrison's haulage yard is now. Anyway, back to this. Wolford Harrison's, or Willie Harrison's, I think that was son, Willie Harrison. There used to be stock car races too. And my sister married a guy who she met because she worked in that fuel station there, pumping fuel. You had to come out and pump fuel for your customers. And because this was in such close proximity, my sister, I think they must have took a liking to some of these mechanics. Anyway, she got dating one and she ended up marrying him in 1973, which I also mentioned in my Brinsworth video. His name was called Malcolm Keyworth, also known as Bozzy. But they split up about 1979 though. Right, I'm just going to cross the road because where that garage is there, I'm going to get run over. With that garage is there with a transport cafe, like a, I'm going to get killed. Traffic's horrendous. Right, here goes. So you would have come around that roundabout there, and then you'd go up this road here, but it went a straight road. Obviously this is dual carriageway and it's been put in place, and the old road. So it kind of, so you come down here, and then it sort of dog-legged into Canklow, and then went further down. Obviously McDonald's weren't here, and there was a transport cafe there. And when we were kids, in these cliffs here where these trees are, there used to be some a doorway, tunnels. Hang on, I'm going to get killed. There used to be a doorway with some tunnels that led into cliffs, and we used to go in there as kids. You couldn't see anything because it was absolutely pitch black. But some said that there were tunnels and they led up to Boston Park, to that doorway in Boston Park. That's a load of baloney. That doorway in Boston Park is from the old Jesus College doorway, what used to be in town on College Street. Anyway, going back to this story where Wolford Harrisons were, there were some old buildings. So if you can imagine where that bus is now, that was just a haulage. Then they had the workshops, and then behind these workshops there was some old buildings that belonged to a pit, I believe. I mean, that pit must have been massive in its day, just like a normal pit, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to show you this doorway, because people don't think it's here, or it's been boarded up, but it ain't, and I'll show you why in a minute. So this car park was just flat. So it was all flat, and then up to them trees where McDonald's is, it was just like a banking. So all lorries, all articulated lorries used to park in this car park that belonged to Transport Cafe, but that used to be here, with them skips are there, look. So these doorways, I'll show you where these doorways are. I told my wife about them one time when we were sat here having a drink. So, me being as inquisitive as I am, I set out to look for them, and I'll show you where they are. You see that there? I don't know if you can see it right. Well, that's the door, that's the lintel to the doorways, to them tunnels. So if that's top at doorway, you can imagine how high this car park's being raised for McDonald's. So I think I don't know if there were just one door or two doors, but yeah, that's it. That's the. Now that people say that they used to keep ammunitions there for World War II, and some I've heard that pit ponies, they used to use them for pit ponies, and I tend to believe that they were for pit ponies. You know, bloody hell. I tend to believe they were for pit ponies for Canklow pit, because back in them days I don't think everything would have been mechanical as it is today. Anyway, I'm going to take you into Canklow now. I'm at the very end of Canklow Road now, as far as these houses would go. But this is Canklow Road, and it used to run all the way down here. I think it always turned up like that, I'm sure it did. And here, where these trees are now, them houses continued all the way up to McDonald's. Well, not quite to McDonald's, and I'll show you why in a moment. But here, I'm sure there was some There was a shop here, and I think it was called Ackers. Why that's coming to my head, I don't know. Ackers. Anyhow. Right, I think I'm in the right spot. And if you've watched my previous videos, I said that we sat them trees, all these trees. These weren't here then. There was just nothing there. So and same on the other side, you know, on the Brinsworth side where I mentioned them crags. So you could just see up to Brinsworth, and obviously from Brinsworth you could see down here. So here, just in these trees, in fact, look there, there's a wall there, and I'm guessing that's the old. I don't know if that's the old walls to the houses. There's another wall there, look. Anyway, there was a church. There was a church on fire. Round about here. It's because I'm on top of it now. It's hard to distinguish. Can you imagine though? All this being full of houses. Look at all this vegetation that's grown. I'm trying to look. This church, it was on roadside, so it's got to have been here. Must have been here. I can't see it coming this far back because it's actually rising into woodland. Let me just take you back onto the main road. Anyhow, this church, we sat up on them crags on the end of the golf links there, and we watched this church just burning away. It was so sad. Even then, when I was about 12 years old, 13 years old. When they were demolishing these houses on Canklow Road to make way for this bypass, I would imagine last houses come down around about 1976. It might have been before then. But anyway, they were empty. And us being kids and buggers that we were, we used to play in them. Oh, hang on, there's another wall there. I don't know if you can see that or not. This wall, things I do for a YouTube video. Oh, I'm getting all prickled. No, it's one of them random built walls, look. I can't see that being that church. And it's got capping stones on top. Nah, that can't be it. Bloody hell. Got to get out of here now, look. Bet some of these motorists think I'm coming out of these woods and I'm a bit dodgy. Wood Lane. I didn't even know it was called Wood Lane. They built a school here, look, for kiddies. Canklow Woods. Can't make it out what it says. But it's obviously a junior and infant school. Well, all the Canklow kids. Well, and us Brinsworth kids too. We went to Alma Road School and then on to South Grove. So on this side of this road here, what am I trying to say? On the other side of this road here, where KFC is now, used to be Canklow Hotel. Where we're a pub, great pub that were. And then, where would that have been? Probably where that is now. But I remember that there were houses all down here with these cars, or to this end, and then they stopped. But where that lorry is, in fact where that car's going to turn now, you used to, after Canklow Hotel, there were some houses and a shop, might have been 2 shops round about here. And then this road went down to river. Well, not quite to river, but we used to play down here when we were kids. So if you can imagine that road there, having houses all the way down here to about where that fencing is now, on the other side of the road. Now I'm going to cross over the road because I'm going to show you where I was born. So my granddad, my grandma and granddad, my grandma was a whip mill, and she had 3 sisters and 2 brothers, I believe. Obviously the brothers were whip mills. One whip mill lived in them houses there, and other brother lived round here. My grandma actually lived in that one there with that black door on this end. My grandma and granddad in 277. And that block of 4 houses there, that end one with that red door, is where I was born, 7 Rother Road. And my grandma's other brother, Whitmill, I don't know his first name. He had a couple of sons, Jackie and David. David were a year younger than me. Jackie were older, round about my sister's age, I guess. I think there used to be like a little bit of a, behind that silver car at the top of that street, like a snicket. I'm sure there used to be a snicket, and that's how we used to get to their house. Here with this little, it used to be a compound, like a council compound. I'm sure it were. So my mum was obviously a James. She had 2 brothers and 2 sisters as well as her, and they were a Canklow family. But when she met my dad, married him, and my sister, my eldest sister, were born in Kimberworth Port in 1954. But then she must have wanted to be around all her family, and they moved to Canklow, and that's where we moved to, 7 Rother Road. And that's where my sister were born. Sister just above me, she's 65, Jane. And then they had me, of course, in 1960. The reason I know things come back to me now, being in Canklow, is because up to age of 16, all kids and that from Canklow, we used to knock about with them, so we actually used to come down Canklow and play. This is Bentley Street. Now, my grandma used to live during war, so they've obviously built them new houses. Look, they look nice. So that top road is called Rotherview Road, and that road there, of course, is called Canklow Road, and they used to be known as Bottom Road and Top Road. So my grandma had 2 sisters. Obviously they got married, and they became, well, she had 3 sisters. She had my Auntie B, she became a Matthews. My Aunt Flo, she was a Freeman. She lived at top here, on the end house on this Bentley Street. And she had my Aunt Dot, and she became a Montgomery. And they lived in one of these houses here. And as I say, my grandma used to live in one of them top houses, but they're not like that now. I'll drive round. It's too far to walk, so I'm going to drive it. But when we were kids, my mum used to work at Oakwood Hospital, and my dad used to pick us up from my grandma's, and he used to walk us into Boston Park, and we used to walk across top with them antennas out there, and we used to go and meet my mum from Oakwood Hospital. And at top of this road, and it's probably not there now anyway, there used to be like some steps leading up, so you could walk up to Boston Park. I'm going to have a look, see if they're here. I think my Aunt Dot lived here with this car. Might have been further down where that caravan is. Yeah, so they were Montgomerys. These were Freemans. And she had two brothers, my mum, Harry, James and John, known as Jack. And he had a family. I don't know where they lived around here somewhere. I don't know if they lived on Rotherview Road. Oh, things I do. Oh look, these houses. They go all the way up there, look. Don't they look nice? Oh, it's not there no more. Used to be like a path. I'm sure it was here. And it used to take you up to Boston Park. And oh, it's there. Is that it? Can't be. I don't know when these were pulled out. I'll drive round in the car in a bit to get some footage. And it goes all the way down here, look. Very impressed with these. It is. This is that path. It's got to be. Steps. Hang on. It is. Bloody hell. Still here after all them years. And if we went to the end of Rotherview Road down there, when we used to go into woods, we used to go to, I don't even know what it were, but we used to call it the 1, 2, 3. Now, all you Canklowtonians will know what I mean. Anyway, I had a mate who lived at the bottom of this road, Bentley Street. His name was Tim Copley, and I've heard he's sadly passed. I know loads of people. There were loads of people, loads and loads of people. Too many to mention. If they come into my head, I'll say them. If you don't want your name mentioning, just let me know, and I'll bleep it out. Anyway, I'm making my way back down. Right, I'm on Bottom Road now, and I'm just going to walk to these shops here. Now, where them buildings are there, they look new. I don't know what they are. Look like flats. Anyway, that's where Canklow Club used to stand. That was a good club. Oh no, look at this. Do you know what I was looking for? I was looking for a chip shop. Albert's chip shop. I don't even know what they call this road. I really don't know. I know that there were 2 roads, one went up, one were called Warden Street. That's all I know. But here, it's gone, look. where I am now. And there used to be a shop here, on the corner here. Oh, it might be that other corner, what I'm talking about. Anyway, I can't see that chip shop. Is it? Let me go across the road. There's a Chinese chip shop. It might be that. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at, there used to be like a little shop, corner shop, and it was called Nita's. And my mother used to work there, mid-70s to up to about 1979. She used to work there, and I think a couple of doors away from that shop were Fred Albert's chip shop, which were brilliant. So last time I was down here then would have been around about 79. Looking back at them houses, I forgot to tell you, my grandma and granddad actually moved away from there around about 1979. As a kid, I remember me standing on outside that wall to their front garden. At that time my granddad worked at Brinsworth strip mills, and these trees weren't here. And they used to, your granddad's waving to you, wave to your granddad. Of course, like you don't know no better, so you wave, don't you? And now, thinking about it and what I know now, you can't even see Brinsworth strip mills. Some things parents say, I don't say with my grandkids. But yeah, these shops here, I can't remember their houses. I'm sure one was a post office. There were a barber's and a post office. I had a mate who lived down here, well, I had a couple of mates. Paul Feltham, he's passed on now, I've heard. And Prince of Valleys, they were an Italian family. And John passed, I used to go weightlifting with him up at Phoenix. They were weightlifters, and I went into bodybuilding. Anyway, I'm digressing now, aren't I? But that used to be another street. I don't even know, Castle Avenue. So that must have been Warden Street. And that went all the way up to where you can see. I don't know if you can see, and all the way up. That's like a wall. What's grown vegetation over it. Look, all the way to the top. There were loads of people I knew in Canklow because I just went to school with him. Oh, it's a doctor's surgery. This look. Yeah, flats, little chemist. Going back to this, where that wagon is there used to be like a community centre up there, and we used to have like Christmas parties. It's gone now. Well, it's going to do, isn't it? I mean, it was like 50 years ago. And it's gated off so you can't get up. But I'm going to go up anyway. But yeah, you used to walk up here with like a community centre, and they used to have bingo nights, but we used to have Christmas parties. And there's one name that's just popped into my head. Francis Edwards? No, I don't know. Francis Edwards. And he used to be around about here. I mean, it's a shame, this. Yeah, it is a shame. Just look at all crap. It's not on, is it? So yeah, it would have been here then. Just where them trees have started. Can't have been here, it were. Unless, oh, hang on. Carries on up there, look. It's got to have been here It's got to have been. Oh, there's a big wall there. Don't know whether that was start on it. Anyway, it used to be here. I remember my mum used to leave us at my grandma's, come and play bingo in here, call it Chippy on her way to pick us up. Used to get on bus, hop it off to Brinsworth. I think during summer evenings, when it used to get dark, I remember us walking home. I'd probably take bus fare knowing my mum, so she could go back to bingo, bless her. My mum and my grandma were the first two women I really loved. I think people at my age will know what I mean. I mean, I love my wife and I love my daughter and my grandkids. But you never forget your mum, dear. Anyway, I'll get back in my car and we'll drive round them new houses. Right, so we're back where we started now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drive down this bottom road. Oh, I'll call it Canklow Road. Drive down Canklow Road, I'm going to go to the very end. I don't even know where Canklow starts. I don't know if it starts at Alma Road or not, I don't know. But anyhow, we're going to start there. I'll turn round and I'll go on that top road, which is Rotherview Road. And we'll see how it's changed. There's always been a bus stop there. This is where Canklow Club used to be, look. I thought they called it Jubilee. I can only remember Jubilee Hill, something like that. So I think this is the first turning. Yeah, because this is the very end. Town Street, I used to know some kids on Town Street. Marshalls, lad were in our class, Roy Marshall. So these are them houses, look, so they don't come, oh they start here, look. So they don't actually come all the way to end. So these are them new houses, but on right side you see, as we're driving up, there's still them old houses. They do look nice, these, don't they? Wonder why they did that. Wonder why they've built these. Let me know in comments why they built these new houses, whether it's subsidence or what, I just don't know. So this Rotherview Road that we're on now went from Town End, there where we've just started, all the way up to Canklow Woods. And I think the only other road that comes up here is that one that we've just been up, which is Bentley Street. I thought there was one called Jubilee Hill, Jubilee Street, so I might be wrong. There's no signposts on that, don't know. It might be that one, Jubilee Hill. But it won't be called, it would be called a street, wouldn't it? Jubilee Street, I guess. Or that's what it'd be known as. These houses go on for ages, look. In fact, there's got to be more houses here now than there were before. I like driving this car. This is my wife's car, and I like driving this because I can smell the perfume on seatbelt. Right, weirdo. Right, I don't know where we are. Just hang on, just bear with me. Oh, that's Bentley Street, there to your right. That's Bentley Street. Must be able to get out. They're built here and all, look on your right hand side. I tell you what, I am very impressed. So this road here, that must take you back to where I want to be, where that school starts. Well, that's a dead end. You can only turn right, so it's got to lead down here to Canklow Road. They're even here on your left, look. Oh, this is Rother Terrace. That's where me cousins would have lived. Whitmill, Jackie and Dave Whitmill. Rother Terrace. I'm sure of it. So this must be Rother Road then. It's got to be Rother Road. So round about here where I am now, there was a lad in our class. There were two lads in our class who lived on here, round here. There was somebody here on your left called Ian Knight, and I know his sister well, Denise. And then on here, where I am now, where a lad in our class called Tony Tidy. We knew him as Bobo Tidy. And I heard he died in early 80s, bless him. How do I remember all these things? Because I've just said, haven't I, earlier, that's where I used to live. We had a door there, look. So I'm back where we started, where my grandma used to live here, look on your left. So how do I know all these people? It's because I went to school with them until 1976. They're not in your adult time. It's only when you come to places like this and you think. Anyway, that's my Canklow video, and I know it's my memories on Canklow. It's let me just pull up. It's my memories of Canklow and what I remember of it. People who live here, you're going to be watching this video because you have an affinity or you live in Canklow and you know what it looks like anyway. But these are my memories. So if you like it, let me know you like it. If you don't like it, let me know you didn't like it. And of course, if you do, just give us a thumbs up, like it, share it, and subscribe. Thanks very much indeed. I'll see you.